Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. I have with me today a special guest. I'm going to be letting him introduce himself. So please tell us your name and where you're from.
Um, my name is Emine actually. I'm from Nigeria, Delta State. Um, Delta State, Nigeria.
Okay. So how long have you been in the Philippines?
I've been in the Philippines about 6 years.
Okay. So in this video, we're just going to be talking about surviving in the Philippines, like from the eyes of a foreigner. So we'll just be having like a chit chat conversation, and I'll be asking a few questions. So these questions were sent by some people on Instagram. So I'm going to read it out. What was your first thought when you arrived in Philippines?
First thought,
Like your first impression?
first impression. My first impression, um, impression wasn't really bad. I'm saying like, I was in the Philippines. Actually, before I went to the Philippines, I actually had no idea there's a place called the Philippines. And I mean, when I got here, and so because I don't know that there is a place called the Philippines, and I had to go there and see what it actually looks like. And I have to read about the language thing, the weather condition, the standard of living, and so I did not have too much expectations before I went here. I did not have too much expectations before I went here. However, it was way better than the expectations I did have. Actually, it's better than most part of where I've seen in Nigeria and the structures and the infrastructures that I've seen. So, yeah, my expectations were not high and were not so far for us to be impressed when I went to life.
How did you hear about it?
How did I hear about the Philippines? I actually tried to get out of Nigeria a couple of times. I tried to go to Belarus, I tried to go to Ukraine, I tried to go to Canada, none of which was working. I actually already gave up about studying abroad, and I was just chasing my dream in University of Benin, Nigeria. And out of the blue, my agent just called. The agent I was working with in the past 3 years before through my sponsors. Actually, there's this nice place, the Philippines, and they just told me over the phone, come to Abuja, we're going to Philippine Embassy. That's the first time I was like, what's this Philippines? I actually thought Philippines is like that biblical Philippians,
Oh,
to be honest. And it's like, oh, Philippines. And then I go in Abuja from Benin. Next day we was at the embassy, and that's how I heard about the Philippines. And then before you know it, I was already in the Philippines within less than 3 weeks.
yeah. So you were studying a different course before.
I was studying a different course in University.
Oh, has your thoughts changed? Like regards to the first question, like what was your first thought when you arrived? Has your thought changed now?
My thought has actually not changed. Well, the question is very generic. My thought has not changed about the Philippines, although there are a lot of things I wasn't aware of at the time. 6 years ago, that I'm not aware of at this time, and we have to weigh in considerations when making decisions about studying abroad or going to the Philippines. But in any case, it's way better than Nigeria in every aspect. That's the question.
So what do you love about being in the Philippines?
Wi-Fi. They have Wi-Fi. The Philippines have an enabling environment, something that's very contradicting when you compare it to back home. And so there are an enabling environment for students. If you want to study, students can take breaks from school and go back whenever they wish to study. You know what I mean? The grading system, it's more, I think the education system is more focused and built around aim, around every student's individual weakness. And so they have to pretend, what do you call, is it pretend or meeting, all of that exams. And you can actually take breaks and just go back and continue. You don't have to deal with jam, you don't have to deal with post-uni, and you don't have to deal with strikes, ASU strike, all of that. I really think, yeah, enabling environment, and that's just for the educational sector. For the entrepreneurs, I'm saying that YouTubers, skit makers, can actually make your videos, edit it, you can connect to Wi-Fi. I can imagine how much you would spend getting data if you was in Nigeria or just going about your day-to-day business monthly. And security is there. It's like this, or in certain part of this city, for instance, there's no night. It's always bustling day and night. You know what I'm saying? You can actually go out whenever you want to. There's no scary. You don't have the social challenges as compared to where you're from, like in Nigeria, and that's a plus. That's what this. For example, personally speaking for myself, this gives me an edge. This gives the Philippines an edge over Nigeria. For me, that
The safety.
everything, everything, safety, police brutality, SARS,
Yeah.
opportunities, beautiful ladies, all of that.
When you were answering, I think the first question, you were talking about something that you found out. So this question is, what do you wish you knew earlier? What are the things that you know now that you wish you knew earlier?
Oh, this question is very.
Okay, thanks.
Anyway, the one thing I know now that I wish to do earlier is learning the language. I would say learning the language would be so beneficial. So if you have the opportunities for new people coming into the city, if you visit, it might not be the Philippines, it might be some like a different country in the world. My advice would be take opportunity, learn the language because it will give you an edge over many other people that cannot speak the language. Yep.
Yeah, but they still teach in English medium, right?
Yes, they teach in English medium, but as I have said, if you know the language, it puts you one step ahead compared to your peers.
So, as a student, do you experience discrimination or segregation? And how did you overcome it if yes?
Well, you want me to be honest, or you want me
To be
to?
honest,
This is very well. I did not experience segregation or discrimination. Well, I mean, it's life. I mean, it's life. You would not imagine that you would not be discriminated against. Now I'm saying, like, for the simple reason that you're different, people are going to let you know that you're different. They get me. People are going to let you know that you're different for the simple reason that you're different. It could be height, it could be complexion, it could be your name, it could be your last name, it could be your Nigerian name, it could be, I mean, so it's given. But now the bright side is you've been mentally prepared, you're aware, you know yourself, you know that you're better and you're bigger than these things, and nobody can actually put you in a box to say that you're like this, you're like that. But again, there again, you cannot blame people when they discriminate against you because of where you're from. I would say because they're not aware of things. So their mindset is limited to their immediate environment. And so you'd imagine someone who's been in this city, born and raised, never been out of the city, never traveled the world, never. And I would not be surprised if they would say something discriminating against me. Or would I give attention to that? I would not. So that would be a waste of my energy. So mostly just focus on the positive. If you and so,
It's a question of language barrier, but you already addressed that. So, can you speak the language?
I try.
Can you show us your skills?
Nope. I cannot show you my skills. What I try. I understand the language. I understand, but speaking is it's the difficult one. But I can communicate when I have to with the locals. I can communicate. Yeah.
So, what's the most difficult part of being Muslim?
Being far from home.
Being Muslim. That one.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I do not think there is anything. Or what do you think? What do you think?
I think yeah, being away from family is one of the few.
You said one. Like, do you think there's anything that's more difficult than being away from your family?
No. But it's one of those things. I also think that adapting, like I think I'm still trying to adapt to the environment, a lot of things too. So yeah.
Personally, for me, I am big on family. I'm a family-oriented man, and so I feel like no matter what challenges you're going through in life, once you're close to your family, you're like 50% reassured. You get me? That your distress will pass away. So being away from family, it's a bigger challenge. Your question is the most difficult one.
Yeah.
It's the most difficult thing. Being away from the people I grew up with, the crushes I had in high school, most of them are married now. If you know, so I don't have crushes at home anymore because they're all married. My younger siblings, they're all grown. You know what I'm saying? The friends I had growing up, they're all married and living in different cities. Parents are getting older. And so being away from family, and of course you may, be with family again in the near future, but this time of growing up and bonding, that you was separated from them, you can never get that back. So being away from family is the most difficult.
Okay. Can you tell us a few of your culture shocks?
My culture shock. Culture shocks. Culture shocks. Did I really have a culture shock? Food. Does that count as culture shock?
What about
It's mostly when we got here. It was mostly rice, chicken. You know what I'm saying? We're not used to this type of diet. We have a very luxurious, wide range of presidential type of cuisine. You know what I'm saying? We're not used to that. That's one thing. The other thing would be culture shocks. I think basically, although there might be tiny little bit of differences, culture basically is about the same.
it's quite the same?
About the same. But what do you think? Do you disagree?
I don't think the culture is quite the same, but I've not gotten an answer to that question. But I don't think the culture is the same.
What I'm saying, the difference is not so marginal. It's just tiny. I mean, it's the same. The Greek they have their own cultural
They are not so big
festival.
on eating. I don't mean they don't eat their elders, but like compared to Nigeria, right?
Where your elders would complain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the elders would not complain, but I mean, I've seen parents scolding their kids because they did not grade. Yeah, I know what you're saying that in Nigeria, even another might say you cannot grade or you did not grade. Yeah, they're not so big on it, but courtesy, they're very big on courtesy. You know, they're very big on courtesy, like hi ma'am, hi sir, all of that they do. Even someone way older than you, hi ma'am, you ma'am, please, yes sir, yeah ma'am. And so they're very big on courtesy, which is not the same in Nigeria. Sure to get.
Okay, is that all? Just the food and
Yeah, like you said, there's no much cultural shocks. Have you seen some strange
no,
cultures
I
and
feel like the
right?
question is like, what were the things that,
Surprised
yeah,
me.
yeah, like their way of life.
The way of
Just
life.
okay. Okay, okay. This one says, tell us about living as a foreigner generally in Philippines and back it up with some of your experiences.
It's more fun in the Philippines, not the way the motto goes, right? As I always say, it's more fun in the Philippines. The Filipinos are very friendly people. They're very accommodating. I would say, I imagine they're very accommodating. Of course, you would see few people like that. Right, you see a few bad eggs in all of it, but they're very accommodating. So as a foreigner, wait, very accommodating and friendly. It's more fun in the Philippines.
Okay, about Igbo money. Can you tell us some tourist sites that you have been to?
Okay, to be very honest, I'm not big on you know,
Out.
I'm not big on outing and explorations.
So you have only been in Cebu.
But I've visited some places where it's not for tourist attractions. For one, I don't like going to the beach. I don't like beaches, but there's a lot of beaches. It's like white sand, deep sand, rock beaches, waterfall. You would have so much fun. Depending, it's up to you how much money you really want to have, but you'd have so much fun. But for me personally, I'm not big on going out like that, so I don't find it fun.
Okay. This one is kind of about medicine, but the person says, would you advise someone to study medicine in the Philippines and why?
This is this question I told you I don't want to talk about medicine.
Let's talk about
But I mean, well, you may study medicine in the Philippines because, of course, it's cheaper compared to so many other countries. For instance, you want to study medicine in the UK, for instance, or the US or Canada, because it's way more expensive. In Nigeria, they have to deal with strike. It's faster than it is in Nigeria. I think the medicine is 4 years if you have a pre-med degree. And yeah, you see, so yeah, medicine is faster, 4 years, and 4 years, and so you know your 4 years is 4 years, okay? You know your 4 years is 4 years. If you want to do it in 4 years, you can actually do it in 6 years or 7 years. If you take breaks like that, you can actually always come back to it. But you know your target goal 4 years is 4 years, and it's cheaper than most other countries. So yeah, why not study in the Philippines? Plus, it's more fun in the Philippines. So you study
I don't think so.
in the Philippines. You don't think so?
Maybe I've not started having fun.
Yeah, because you do not want to have fun. I know some of your friends, for instance, Olamide is having so much fun.
Okay. Sorry. This person said, can you tell us some adaptation skills that you used when you first came here? And what were the things that you found hard to adapt?
To be extremely honest, I have a very terrible adaptation skills. I just keep to myself. But my best advice to people coming in the Philippines or people that have been here in the Philippines for like a year or two, the best way to adapt is to be friends with the locals.
With what?
Be friends with the Filipinos.
Oh, okay.
Be friends with the locals. Learn their culture, learn their language, be friends with them, respect them, ask them for help when you need it, respect their culture, and go out with them.
I think the question and the context is maybe adapting to food, weather, that kind of thing.
Yeah, adapting to food, respect the Filipinos, eat their rice, go out with them.
Okay.
But weather adapt to them. They say there's going to be a storm, don't go out, because there'll be a storm.
So that's how you adapted.
My own adaptation, as I've said, I had it terrible. You know, I'm a very reserved person. I like to keep to myself a lot of times. So when I first got in the Philippines for a very long time, I was thinking to myself, there's people that don't even know me. And so yeah, so just open yourself to the Filipinos. Breathe Quran mindfully. See, I'm saying Quran.
Oh, that's okay. So you said that your adaptation skills just was okay. Let me think. Like me now, since I came to City, I have not been able to sleep for. I sleep by 2 a.m. like on a normal. So how do I adapt? How do I respect
So
the
that 2 a.m. sleeping is like 7 p.m. Nigeria time,
okay?
right? And I think you would adjust to time. Now, this is how you have to do it. I understand you don't have classes anymore at this time. And so you have to adjust really. You have to really adjust. So, say your classes are 7 a.m. I mean, depending on your schedule.
Because even when I used to have classes at 7 a.m., I still used to sleep late. So, and it happened from the very first day I got here. I couldn't sleep. So that's my only problem now. So how do I adapt?
Oh, with time you're going to adapt to it. You're going to. I think the reason why that is you're most probably studying until late. Right?
Yeah.
You're studying until late. I mean, when you get in med school, you will eventually study until late. I mean, they will remind you that you're not going to sleep because that exam that is coming in the morning is giving you all the anxiety, and you're scared, and all of that. Like, with time, you will definitely go to sleep at 9, 10 p.m. Really, you will.
So I should trust
Especially if you have if you live in a neighborhood where everybody goes to sleep at 8, 9 p.m. You just be inside your room or your apartment. Everywhere starts to close. You go to sleep.
okay. I'm sorry, this is a question. I'm considering coming to the Philippines, but I want to ask if after my studies, will I be allowed to work?
Uh, like you may be allowed to work. I think there are a lot of factors that you have to put in place. There's a lot of factors put in place for foreigners to be allowed to work.
Like I think this person needs work study and then
Work and study,
yeah.
like working
Okay,
and
just
studying.
address work, study and after study. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're asking if the person can study and work at the same
Yeah,
time.
like how they do in other countries.
No, you cannot do that. Mostly, I'm not sure. to be honest. But in the even the way it is, general knowledge is you cannot study and work at the same time for foreigners. That's for foreigners, but the Filipinos they study and work. But for foreigners, they do not do that. So you're either working or studying. However, I really don't know. I cannot say a lot. After you graduate, you may be able to find something to do.
Yeah.
But then again, it depends on how you can manage your time if you're studying and working.
So you're saying when you graduate, you can be allowed to work?
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay. Um. Okay, this person says, okay, survival tips.
Right. Survivor tips. Let's say, let's say, you have to, um, you have to be prayerful. No,
Yeah.
prayerful. You have to be very friendly because a wise man will say, a wise man will say, no man is an island. I just remember Brother Shaggy. Because a wise man will say, no man is an island. So you have to be open to people. But again, be prayerful, be friendly. If you have problems, share it. Because you don't know who might have the keys, the keys to solving your problems, the keys to the door, your breakthrough. So if you have problems, do not keep it to yourself. You share it. Bella Shmode say, problem solved. Problem shared is a problem solved. Right? So, yeah. What else? Always eat. Eat breakfast. Conflicts are not news. You get me? So you eat full course meal in the morning, afternoon and evening. Conflicts are not news. Breakfast. You need to eat breakfast.
Conflict what?
Conflicts are serious. Serious are not news. So you have to eat breakfast, give you the energy to go through the day. People that eat breakfast are tantamount to having success. Right?
Okay, okay. I think we should be rounding up. Um, okay, so do you have any advice for people that are currently, because you're done with med school, right?
Yes.
So do you have any
To the
advice
glory of God.
for people that are currently in med school?
If you're still in med school, study, study. Because even the Bible says study to show thyself approved. Right? So study. Because when you go through this phase and then when you're done, you at some point you'll be like, oh, I wish I put in more effort. So at this time that you are putting more effort as much as you can, learn the language because you would really need it in your fourth year when you posted to the hospital. And this is why you have to make friends with the Filipinos from your first year so that they can teach you the language and teach you their culture. Because when you're in your hospital rotation in your fourth year, you might be posted to a public or a central hospital where you would see people from diverse background of life. I'm talking about average, below average, below average standard of living. People that cannot communicate in English. And so we have to be able to, attend to the patient effectively. And so learning the language is one thing, studying and knowing basic things is another thing. So my advice for people still in med school is study like now. So that by the time you're done with med school, you would not, when you see your grades, you would not wish like you did so much more. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, there is this we're into med school for just common. So there is this what's the word assumption, right? That med school abroad is kind of easier. I know what I'm saying. Like people think that studying abroad is
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
easy
that's
compared
right.
to studying in Nigeria. So what do you have to say?
Studying abroad is not easy. Studying in Nigeria is not easy. Med school is not easy. Why I keep telling people, like, for example, people that just come to the Philippines, and they're like, oh, what med school should I go to?
Yeah.
I was telling a friend the other day, med school is the same. It's the same human anatomy, it's the same human physiology, except there's a different anatomy where there are humans with hearts, spinal cords, or livers. It's the same. It's the same chemistry, the same anatomy, the same physiology, the same histology. So it's the same. No one is more difficult.
Yeah, but compared to the timing, like for instance, now in Nigeria, I run for 6 years. For here, it runs for 4 years.
Nigeria is 6 years, 7 years.
7.
Well, actually, wait, that's because when you write your German question, you do direct entry in med school, right?
No. In Nigeria, when you get admitted in medicine, to the 100 level, you do all these general courses and all of that. Not like Philippines that you start your actual. In Nigeria, you start your medical courses from 300 level.
But still, when you're given admission to study medicine,
Yeah.
but here in the Philippines, you already have to have a BSc degree.
Okay.
You have to have a BSc before you can go to med school. That's why it's 4 years. Because you have to have a 4 year degree before going to med school. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any other thing you want to say? Farewell word.
Subscribe,
Guys, please do not leave a comment
leave a comment.
and join the conversation. I'll definitely respond. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you. So
Bye.